wearing my necessity packs. I had on the 75-mile MS bike ride, and in the pack I had my cami butter, which is really great for hot spots if you're a runner or you're a biker. I really love this, and I love the pH balance for women. So I call it my butt cream, but it's for my saddle for riding. So I had a travel one of these. I had my energy bites, and I also had red lipstick in my pack as well. And so they were joking, they were like, why would red lipstick be a necessity for your pockets when you're on a 75-mile bike ride? Like, what is up with that? And so to answer that question, I have to talk to you about a woman that I once knew. So I once knew a woman who secretly hit the drive-through every day on the way home. She would hit the drive-through, grab a combo meal, eat it, and then stop at a gas station and throw away the proof before getting home and having dinner with her family. This same woman would hit snooze for 2.5 hours every morning, so much so that her husband, actually, her and her husband had a really big fight, that they were not going to be able to sleep in the same room if she didn't stop hitting snooze that long every day. After finally getting out of bed, it was always late and last minute. She would spend a big portion of that time in front of the closet trying to find something that would fit. Often bringing herself to sweat and tears because nothing fit, and she was just making things work. She would then be the last person to drop her toddler off at daycare, almost missing the cutoff, and then proceed to the drive-through where she would try to find something healthy, but treat herself with the occasional donut and extra something at the drive-through. After that, feeling like she was late to work, she would sneak in the back door, make sure to look down at the ground, not making any kind of eye contact, because she didn't, she was embarrassed and feeling shame for being late and for carrying in fast food again. And then not to mention then arguing with herself because she was working until after 9 the night before. So how could she be late? She would get home from work late often, and once she got home from work, she would throw herself on the couch under blankets and not have energy to play with her toddler. She would pick around the kitchen at whatever food her husband made or had, and if he dare come over and touch her arm or her hip or her butt or try to be close to her, she would pull away because she didn't want to be touched. She maxed out thousands of dollars on credit cards because she was buying things to try to make herself feel better. She would buy anything her friends would offer her because she wanted to feel worthy of their friendship. And she was also spending thousands in copays and medical tests trying to find out what was wrong with her, because surely something was wrong with her. I know this woman because today I get to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of that woman saying yes at 12:52 p.m., September 26, 2016, saying yes to an opportunity and taking a step forward. And because of her bravery, because of what she took a step forward in, she is me. And 6 years later, I'm celebrating my 6th year of being a coach, being on this health journey, and no longer hiding. The woman that I used to be, that I was telling you about, didn't wear bright colors. She didn't wear pinks. She didn't put on lipstick. She didn't use her voice because she didn't want people to look at her. And one of the first things that I started doing after I started gaining confidence and feeling well on my health journey is having fun. I put a blue streak in my hair, and then I went blonde. I started wearing red lipstick not too long after, and it's been a trademark since. So the red lipstick was a necessity for my bike ride because I am okay with being heard now. I want to be seen, because I want to inspire and empower you that you can take a step forward. You don't have to wait for someday. You are so worthy where you are right now. I love who I was 6 years ago because she was brave enough to try something after she didn't succeed for 20 years in her life. My message to my coach 6 years ago, I remember I was sitting in my cubicle at work, and I was supposed to be working, and I was just like, enough is enough. I cannot handle, I can't I can't do this anymore. And I texted Jamie and I said, I don't know what I need to do. Just tell me what I got to do, because I need to do something. I need to go. So tell me what I got to do to get going. She answered a few questions with me. And by 12:52 p.m., according to the timestamp on the Welcome You're a Coach email, 12:52 p.m. today, it came through. I scrolled back through all our Facebook messages to that first original day. And when I scrolled all the way back to there, I found my last reply to her. My last reply to Jamie after I signed up was, and I pulled it up, based on the amount of loans I was assigned since Thursday, I will probably be working a lot of overtime this week and weekend, but I will find time for me and my health. I will find time for me and my health. That woman, over 300 pounds for the third time in her life, who felt like she sucked at everything, didn't want to be touched by her husband, didn't have the energy to play with her son, hit snooze for 2.5 hours, was secretly eating extra meals on the way home and hiding the food in the gas station. I took that step forward and I said, I need to do something. There were 3 big things that I told Jamie no for several times over and over before I said yes finally. And I want to share those 3 things in case one of those 3 things holds you back from doing something. Maybe joining me is not what you need. Maybe it's something else in your life, but I want to give you my 3 things that held me back, because maybe it's what you need to hear for what step you need to take. The first thing that held me back is I said I did this before. Y'all, I am 6 years proud blue and blue Beachbody coach. I love Beachbody. I love our simple nutrition tools, mindset tools, kids nutrition tools, pregnancy nutrition tools. We have sustainable nutrition tools. It is not a gimmick. It is not a fad. It is not something crazy. It is simple nutrition and mindset work. It is a spin bike, which is on a crazy sale. I wish I could go rebuy it this month. So if you need a spin bike, let me know. It's a crazy sale with spin bike. It's live classes. It's at home fitness. It's out on the go fitness, a running program for your ear. You know, it's yoga. It's supplementation that's tested and tried, and it's community and so much more. It's really just everything at once. I love it. But I told Jamie no several times because I did it before. I signed up for Beachbody in 2014 and 2015, and I said it didn't work. So I got to get honest with you. If you're saying no to something in your life because you said you did it before and it didn't work, get honest about what that means. Get honest about what I did it before means. Yes, I bought the programs in 2014 and 2015. I didn't finish my first month of shakes. I didn't watch the nutrition courses and track my food. I didn't address my secret eating and tell anybody about the shame and the food and all the stuff that I was doing. I didn't look at myself and be honest. I didn't collect data, and I didn't give it more than 30 days. I'm honest, I don't think I even gave it a full day. So yes, I bought the programs before, but I didn't actually use them. So it wasn't fair to say I did it before. Plus, if you quit Beachbody 3 months ago, it's completely different now. We've got gut nutrition programs, pregnancy programs, postnatal programs, a bike. Like, I mean, there's so much that gets added every couple months. When everybody was increasing their prices during COVID, Beachbody lowered the price and added free meditations. Like, talk about, you're not going to convince me to leave this company. It changed my life too much, and there's too much good stuff that you can use for your whole family. So get honest about, like, if you did it before, okay, let's look at Where did you get stuck? Did you work with your coach? Did you show your coach your tracker? Did you tell your coach where you were struggling with? Did you engage and participate in an accountability group? Did you check in your workouts? Did you track your nutrition? Like, what does I did it before mean? And hey, if you tracked everything for months and you checked in with a coach who read your tracker and you were honest, and for whatever reason I need something different, then maybe we need to look at something different. Or yes, maybe there's something different for you. But let's be honest about what you've done. I know for me, when I said I did it before, I bought it. I didn't actually do it. So check your honesty with yourself on that. And if this is something you have done before and you have a coach, reach out to them and re-engage with them. Share your tracker with them and see if this can be life-changing for you. If you don't have a coach or you worked with me before, I would be honored for you to use my 6-year anniversary as your restart day, your recommitment to yourself. The next thing that I told myself no, and I told Jamie about no a lot, was I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. I said, I don't have the money. I can't do it financially. So if we go back 6 years, I actually spent $60 more to get started than you would pay today. And I got a lot less. You get so much with a total solution pack right now. It's ridiculous. So I actually paid more to get less, but I told her I didn't have the money. And so I want to pause there for a minute because I got to get honest. That's another thing I had to get honest about. I said I didn't have the money, but I was spending anywhere from $20 to $30 a day on takeout for only me, not my family, just me. Between the drive-through on the way to work, between whatever wasn't free lunch at work, and my secret meals on the way home, I was spending a lot of money daily on food on top of the grocery bill. I was also spending thousands of dollars on credit cards buying knickknacks and purses and clothing and stuff that made me feel good because I didn't feel good about myself. So I was spending a lot of money. I didn't have any extra money because I was spending it all. And I just kept telling myself, well, when I have extra money, then I'll join you. But the problem is we don't get extra health. Like, health never comes later extra. Like, our health bill is going to come due based on how we're living today in 2, 4, 5, 10 years from now. You may not see the results of what you choose today. You may not see it this year, but that bill will come due to us in the future. So the extra wasn't going to come because I kept spending it. So I had to get real, and I had to look at my bank statement and look at my credit card statement and see how much money was I spending. And for someone who was using technology, I was driving a badass Jeep, and everything that I was doing, to say I didn't have money, that was a crime in my personal opinion. Like, I had money. So let's take a moment and be grateful of how much money we actually have and use, instead of saying I don't have money. So I had to change my mindset on money. Once I changed my mindset on money and I got real and took a look at my bank account, I made it work and I got the program. And I set a reminder to cancel in 30 days because I thought I could undo and fix 20 years of yo-yo diets in 30 days. So I was going to give my poor self, who was over 300 pounds for the third time, broken down, beaten, feeling like a failure of a mom, feeling like a horrible employee and friend, I was going to give her 30 days. I'm so thankful that I said yes to be here in a year. But the money wasn't the truth. And what I ended up finding is once I started drinking the vitamin shake on the drive to work, I stopped going to the drive-through. I started saving money. My first month coaching, even before nobody knew I was a coach, I told Jamie not to tell anybody, and it was a super secret. So before anybody even knew I had a business, I knew I was coaching myself, and I ended up saving money. For the first time, I had money at the end of the month. For the first time. I was like, where did this money come from? I must have missed a bill. It was because I didn't pay attention to those $10, $7 drive-through. Dunkin' Donuts was getting nearly $76 a week from me. It doesn't feel like that much when you're doing like a quick $3 or $4 here. Like, if you don't believe me, I double dare you to check your Uber Eats or your drive-through if you tend to have those habits. Like, it's surprising how quickly it adds up. So I got real about my money. I changed my mindset on my money, and I ended up actually saving money. And now this part, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually shared this part live ever before. So I want to make sure that I, one, give you the disclaimer that I can't guarantee any level of success or income, because it is determined by your efforts, your diligence, and your skill, and the amount of time and duration you put into coaching. However, these last 6 years, coaching has earned my family over $87,000. I changed my health and my life. I met amazing people. Brought my husband home from work 3 years ago, and it hasn't always been easy. And some months it's really tight and it's really hard. But because I get to help others and share myself and connect them to the tools that changed my life, I earned almost $100,000 in 6 years. You can't get a raise like that in anywhere. You can't go to your boss today and say, what can I do to get $100,000 raise? That opportunity doesn't happen. But consistently showing up every month for 6 years, inviting you and encouraging you and doing the best I can to share and give and help you come with me, because I want you to feel what it feels like. I've been able to create something that's more than paid for my nutrition supplements and fitness alone. And I don't share that to brag. Like, I've never said this out loud. I share that to say, if you're having that much struggle with finances, let's look at your budget. Let's look at what you're eating. Following a meal plan will save you money. Instead of taking 10 different supplements, let's take one daily vitamin and have it be from your own business that you can help yourself with financially. Not to mention, 6 years ago, I was buying Excedrin and Maxalt and two other vitamin prescriptions that cost money every month. I was paying co-pays for diverticulitis flare-ups and kidney stones and x-rays and illnesses every other month. I don't have those bills anymore. In 6 years, yes, I got COVID. Yes, I had a COVID sick pay. And yes, I had a COVID test pay that I had to pay. But that's all I've had in 6 years. Coming from someone who spent 20 years going to the emergency center every other month, emergency gallbladder surgery, having all these extra flare-ups and pains and medication, I get to recoup that money for my family now instead of all those things. So if you're saying no to something because you don't have money and it's something that could generate an income or help you save money, that's exactly when you find a way. And I'm not going to say it's simple because it's hard. And I've had to do a lot of work on what I take personally, because I want it so bad for you. I want you to get the results I got. I want you to feel as good as I got. I love dancing around my kitchen, telling my husband to grab my waist or check out how strong my butt's getting. And those relationship conversations didn't happen before I said yes to this and started loving myself. This has changed my life. So if you're saying, I did this before, did you really? Did you really do it as planned? And it was a different you before. You're different now. Your life's different. Maybe it will work this time if you follow the plans, and maybe not. Maybe joining me is not for you. I don't want to convince anybody. I don't want to drag anybody. I want to support you on getting to your happiest and healthiest. Maybe you don't have the money. I just gave you some ways that it's changed my life financially, saving money and then also earning an income. The third thing I said is I didn't have time. So the first thing is I didn't have time, but I was hitting snooze for 2.5 hours every day. I was living my life hitting snooze for 2.5 hours every day. I had time, but I was cutting the time away by hitting snooze, by how I felt. And I didn't feel good because I wasn't taking care of myself. And then I would eat crappy because I didn't feel and have the energy to do anything. So something's got to change for something to change. And if I wasn't taking care of myself in a way that had me feeling well enough, I wasn't going to get those hours back. So I had to decide that this is the time to work on my health. This is the time to go get more, to do way more now to make it easier later. And I have to say, like, if I look at my life 6 years ago versus now, I'm doing way more. I'm still working full time in mortgage world. And as hard as that is, sometimes I'm loving it. I love working at Union Home Mortgage. I did not read any books. Now I'm reading daily. I did not attend weekly trainings. I go to trainings every week. I didn't have conversations trying to help other women. I talk to other women daily. I didn't have time and energy to play with my son. I spend time with my son and my husband daily. I wasn't doing 9-mile hikes just for the fun of it with my family on the weekend. I wasn't doing long bike rides just for the fun of it with my husband on the weekend. Part of it because I wouldn't have been able to 6 years ago where I was physically, but also because I didn't have the energy or the time. If you don't have time, the best thing you can do is work on your health and fitness, because the happier and healthier you are, the more efficient, the more energetic, and the more that you can do. So actually working on my health, committing to, I got to get this done, and doing this gave me more time. I stopped hitting snooze. Now I'm the first one up 7 days of the week. I'm on Zoom with my no snooze crew 95% of the time, maybe 90% of the time. Some weeks it's been a crazy year, but like I'm having more time and I'm getting more done because I'm feeling better and I'm more confident, and I'm not spending time sitting in hospital waiting rooms. I used to go get morphine every couple months at the ER for my migraines. I haven't had a migraine in 6 years. I haven't needed my Maxol or Excedrin. I got Excedrin, bought Excedrin for the first time in 5.5 years when I got COVID for the headache. That's the first time I had Excedrin in 6 years. So what I want to say is the biggest difference between the me for 20 years yo-yo dieting, between the me 6 years ago who said yes to this journey, and the me today, she yo-yo dieted. I took multiple pills and patches and wraps. A lot of stuff's not on the market anymore. I'm actually having some kidney issues right now from stuff that I took in my 20s and 30s. So please do not try to sell me a fat loss pill or a shrink drink, because I believe they've done a lot of unreversible damage to my body. And I feel like I was preyed on in my 20s and 30s for how I felt about myself. That me going to the ER, taking the daily medication, having emergency gallbladder, kidney stones multiple times, diverticulitis flare-ups, all those things. The biggest difference, if I had to give you one thing to do, the biggest difference between her and me is I know I'm not going to quit. It doesn't matter. The scale doesn't go straight down, and it doesn't stay straight down. I'm currently going through perimenopause. I'm getting my cycle twice a month, and I'm learning that, and I'm up about 15-20 pounds from my super lightest amount. I'm still over 100 pounds down from my heaviest, but the scale doesn't go straight down. I'm learning how to deal with the new changes and the way my body's responding to these new things. And I'm confident at how I face that I have the tools to face that and uncover what I can do and how I can change things. It's the confidence because I've seen it work and because I've lived it for 6 years. And it's a confidence, like if you go in a dark room and there's a light switch on the wall, and you're in a dark room and you can't see anything, you feel on the wall for the light switch. When the light switch goes on, the light's going to come on. That's how I feel. I feel so confident about the tools that I have and what I'm working on and how much I've learned about myself these last 6 years. I know it's going to continue, that I'm not scared. So I can guarantee you that if you're willing to work on your mindset, you're willing to work with me, you're willing to use the nutrition tools, if you're willing to lean in, 100% you're going to get results. Action plus time equals results always. I'm proof. I have thousands of people and hundreds in my immediate circle that I can introduce you to that know it's proof, that feel it, that have that light switch moment, that they just know. And sometimes my heart hurts so bad when people throw in the towel before they even get started and get results, because I know what they're missing because I can feel what it feels like when you gain that confidence, when you get it done, when you finish, when you take that step forward. I also know it's not the right timing because that was me for 20 years. That was me in 2014 and 2015 when I bought it and didn't use it, or when I tried it for a month and kind of sort of tried it. So I kind of sort of got results. So now we have so much more. We've got the mindset, the macros made easy, the gut protocol, the meditation, the yoga, the spin bike, the live classes, children's nutrition, pre and postnatal nutrition, so many programs and so much that, here's the thing. I said it in my stories this morning, like, there's days are monumental. You get married, you get divorced, you get a new job, you lose a job, you have a child, a change in your life. We know those are going to be monumental days. I didn't know on September 26, 2016, that yes to me that I was making was going to be something that changed my life so much. I don't want to think about who I would be if I didn't make that yes and take that step forward. Almost half or more of the people in my immediate circle who I talk to on a daily basis, I would have never met. They wouldn't be in my life. I can't imagine my marriage would survive many more years of 2.5 hours of snoozing and me pulling away because I felt disgusted with myself. I can't imagine how that relationship could have continued. I can't imagine what my son would have with his mom if I didn't have the energy to spend time with him. I don't want to think about who I would be if I didn't make that yes. I'm not asking you to make a monumental yes and know that it's a monumental yes. What I'm asking you is, what are you doing today? What is it likely to give you 6 years from now? Is it likely to give you something that you want? I know, I think it's the book The Slight Edge. He talks about moving a 500-pound boulder, and you push and you push and you push, and there's not one push that makes it roll. You need to do all that pressure for those hours and those pushing it, and it's that final push that makes it start rolling. And then when you have the momentum go, you can keep pushing it. That's what this is. It's one little step that seems so small that you don't realize it's adding up to something. And then 6 years from now, you realize what it became. It's that one step over and over and over again, as simple as my daily vitamin shake, as simply as a 30-minute workout, as simple as taking some time to meal prep on the weekend. So if not this, what are you doing in your life on a daily day right now that you can imagine what it would add up to? One of the first things I did, I wasn't all or nothing when I first started. One of the first things I did is I stopped buying soda. I used to buy 2 12-packs of Coke first thing as soon as I hit the grocery store. I mean, it's the first aisle there right next to the veggies, and I wasn't hitting the veggies first. I would go down the soda aisle, grab the 2 packs of soda, and that was like necessity. It was just like having Excedrin in my purse, in my desk, and in my car. Like, it was necessity. It was just what I do. If I go backwards, that 12-pack of soda is like $8 times 2 a week. That's $832 a year I was throwing towards something that wasn't a necessity, that was also adding in every day. Just one soda is more than what the American Heart Association recommends a woman have for sugar. So if you're having 1 soda a day, you're already having more than American Heart Association says you should have in sugar for the day. That's assuming you don't get any other of the hidden sugars in all the other food they have in the grocery store, right? So that alone, that $832 alone, I could have been saving myself. All those little things add up. So first I took that out. Then I couldn't stop eating my son's gummies and his little 100-calorie packs and his little chips and his juice boxes. I wish I could say I wanted to make over his health at the same time as mine, but the reason I stopped buying those things is because I couldn't stop eating them. So I stopped buying them, and there was probably a month of transition where he would throw himself on the floor kicking and crying in the kitchen. upset that I had no gummies to give him, and I would cry out at the faucet that I, one, got him addicted to something that I couldn't even stop eating as an adult, and that I was still trying to give it to him, and two, that I honestly didn't have any to give him. Thankfully, he doesn't even remember it. He does not remember doing that. And now he asks for which color apple he wants. And he asks for bananas and berries and grapes. Grapes are one of his favorite things. That is 6 years down. It didn't start that way. You know, it was one thing at a time, not quitting, keeping on going. I want to assure you that if any of what I'm saying feels hard to hear, sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's hard to hear what we need to. And maybe some of what I was living, you're living now. And if that's the case, I want to say you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need a new you. It is okay to be there. You don't have to stay there. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, what you did in the past, what you did in the past. What matters is what's that next step you take. And getting to your happy and healthiest, that is the solution that will give you more time and money. When you're at your happy and healthiest, you spend less time being sick. You have more connections. You spend less time hitting snooze. You spend less time hitting next on Netflix instead of sleeping and recharging for the next day. You spend you spend more time playing. Being happy and healthy is how you have more energy to be present and to enjoy the time you're having. You will find yourself more productive, more focused, and you will be able to get so much more done and be so more engaging in life than being stuck in your head and uncomfortable in your body. And, when I first started Facebook, my first picture was my son at Disney because I did not want anybody looking at me. I did not want people talking to me. I was a little scared when my cousin first found me. She was one of my first friend requests. I was like, how did you even find me? I didn't want to tell anybody about this Facebook. And now I don't care. I want you to see me. I want you to see me. I want you to look at me and feel as good as I do. I know it's not easy. I know it's challenging, but I also know it is worth it. And I know you can do it. I can help. I got the tools I can connect you to. And if you're ready to take action, because it does take work, it takes action, this can be here for you. I know I'm eternally thankful to the me that got over 300 pounds for the third time. I'm thankful she was brave enough to ask for help and say yes, to give it a try again. Like I said, it hasn't been a perfect journey. It didn't go straight down. It didn't instantly stay there. I'm still learning through things right now, but I haven't given up, and that's my superpower. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep using the tools. I'm going to keep leaning in. I'm going to keep sharing. I'm going to keep encouraging you to do your best and remind you that you don't need a new you. You just need a new mindset. So I want to thank you so much for being on this journey with me these last 6 years. Thank you if you've taken the time to watch this. Thank you for hearing me and being here with me. And if this was helpful, feel free to share it. Share anything that I post if it's helpful to you. And I just want to encourage you that this is something that you can do. This is, if you're ready to start this kind of long-term commitment to you, this is worth it. And I'm here to help. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go celebrate myself with, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do some jumping jacks or something and just scream like a toddler on Christmas because that is how I feel. That is how I feel. So thanks again for joining and hearing me. I hope something I said was helpful or encouraging or inspiring, and I will see you later. Bye.